In a land far, far away lives a little nation that is secretly the most overpowered playing toll Japanese daimyo. Ave Legion and welcome to my channel. My name is Ludi and today we'll be forming Japan without taking a single loan as the nation Date. That is correct, we're gonna be having a date with the nation of Date. I'm funny, damn it, I'm funny. Here's a little secret about Date. Historically speaking, Date over here played a major role in the unification of Japan, as it was the first dating service in the world. Is that true? You'll never know, will you? So let's click play Iron Man mode and let's go, boys. If we get 5,000 likes in this video, I'm gonna do a part 2 for this campaign where I will be illustrating how to crush Ming in the first few years of the game. So why is Date my secret daimyo after all, guys? Well, it's a combination of things. First off, the ideas they have are pretty insane. They get infantry combat ability from the beginning, which really helps them out, together with Diplo reputation and later on global trade power, but most importantly you get core creation reduction, idea cost -10, fire damage, heavy ship combat ability and cost reduction, which is massive because you will need a lot of heavy ships playing in the Japanese islands, tech cost reduction, and dev cost -10%. So essentially you have a good mix of playing toll ideas, blobbing out a little bit with the core creation, and a good army as well as a decent navy. Aside from that, the starting location of Date means that they can easily expand in the Japanese islands as long as they get rid of uesugi early on, and that will be one of our main targets here. Before we get to that, however, we're going to do our estates here. We gave out the +1 admin and military points, aristocratic counselors to make our military advisor cheaper, supremacy over the crown, oversight by the clergy, and patronage of the arts with private trade fleets. The patronage of the arts really helps because it gives us a little bit more prestige that will be needed in the early game fights, since prestige, remember, gives you extra morale of armies. What we're going to do next is we're going to be developing the province here of Tohoku. We're going to go once with Diplo, then after that we can give the land of commerce and we can sell our titles. Then we dev this up a second time. This time we're deving up the military because admin is going to be very important in this run. After that we're going to seize lands, and there you go, we got over 5% crownlands, which means we got only 0.20 autonomy to worry about. We're not going to get the other two advisors, and we will be getting an alliance with Yamana early game and wait for the Sengoku Jidai to start. 11th of December, we've also recruited the Free Company, and we are going to make our leader a general. Hopefully we get some decent shocks. We got 3 shock pips. Now the main issue we have is a bit of a dilemma actually. I can attack both uesugi, which is allied to Nanbu, and that would be a great way of consolidating this region for myself, or I could attack the Satake, Utsunomiya, Chiba block, which means I get rid of all 3 of these provinces here and 3 annoying daimyos, which will pave the way for expansion afterwards into uesugi and the rest of the land. I can also get one more rival now. I have been waiting for the rivals for 1 month. I didn't get any rivals, so nations around me don't get any extra allies, and I am gonna go for uesugi. If we get rid of the big boy in this area, we should be safer later on. So we're gonna be declaring war on uesugi. We're gonna be co-belligrating Nambu so we can fully annex both of these nations, and let's go on our first date, everybody. Be very careful in the early parts of the game. After you won your battle against uesugi and Nanbu, let them retreat. You want to siege down these parts before you engage them again, and in the meantime you're going to get your morale back for the Free Company and the other units that have taken losses in the first battle. If you do decide to leave the siege and chase down the enemy armies, remember to leave 1,000 units to continue the siege, or at least to prevent them from taking this back, or anybody else who might attack uesugi to start sieging down first before you. One thing that you should always expect during the Sengoku Jidai is that when you attack a nation and they're losing the war against you, other nations will attack them. Ando and Chiba have attacked Nambu because they detected a little bit of weakness, so make sure you don't take your troops out of here and you siege this down before the other 2 nations siege it down. Whilst you're still in this war, you can always get ready for the next wars. I don't mind attacking Satake with the Chiba actually right now, but I will wait until I at least finish down this siege. We also can get an extra general. We are fairly close to sieging that down, so we're going to be attacking Satake here, co-belligerating Chiba, and let's go. Should be an easy war because they don't have their troops in their home province. They're probably hiding them somewhere here. This is just completely super great AI. I don't know why they do that, but hey, from my perspective, it is absolutely super. There you go. Armies wiped. Now we can just focus on keeping both of these siege down, or at least not necessarily siege them down, but prevent them from recruiting any units until our armies from here come down into the south. Mutsu is over, so that means we're going to piece them out. We're going to piece them directly from this screen so we get a little bit of extra cash, which is vital in the early game for us. And then afterwards make this a full core. We're going to be waiting for a couple of months before we piece out the uesugi, because if we piece them out now, we'd get a little bit of a coalition, seeing as this is 45 AE to take these 3 provinces here. Let's bring our armies into the south in the meanwhile so we can actually properly siege this down. We actually had to wait for 2 years before any coalition that is sizable enough would not make any difference. Now we can piece out uesugi. There you go. This is gonna double our economy right now. We don't need to concentrate dev, but we will still do it because coring up these provinces and in general coring up and the Japanese islands is gonna be a massive issue for us, so we do have to concentrate development. Don't worry about it. We are still playing toll, so after we unify Japan, we're gonna be bringing back this development and then some. The shogun might ask you to commit sengoku, and you have no choice in the matter. I just lost my leader here, and I have a regency because my main guy died for the illegal attacking of Satake. You know what I have to say about that? Do you know what I have to say about that? We're gonna attack everybody else around us now. So we're gonna go ahead and attack Ando, Takeda. Let's go. Booyah, and another booyah here, and we're gonna have to somehow deal with these guys here. This is gonna be a fairly easy stack wipe here, and the other one in Takeda. Noise. You guys can come at me. Come at me, Ito. Come at me. I wish to go over to Oshima, but I will likely not be able to because my fleet is ridiculously small compared to everybody else's fleet unified against me. So that is a bit of a bummer right there. But we gotta win the battle before they arrive. Oh, we did. We won it. We won it, boys. We won it. And let's get another general. Maybe this time we get a siege pip. Nope, nothing at all. We do have to wipe out their armies before we start sieging down because they will start recruiting other armies otherwise. And let's boost up our stability to 0 at the least, since we lost 1 stability when the Emperor asked us to commit Sengoku. We can also recruit 1 more 1,000 units since we have 6-hour land force limit right now, which is pretty good actually. And this is going to come in handy in sieging down provinces here. And the ultimate tip for this guide is, guys, remember to split off and attack enemy armies whenever they're alone and not together with their allies. That is basically a very easy kill situation that you can quite frankly just take advantage of anytime you want to. We won that battle. We're gonna win this battle as well, simply because we split them off in 2 armies and we've taken massive advantage of that. It's as simple as that, guys. It's as simple as that. We're also sieging down Takeda with the help Oda, because guess what? Oda is at war with Takeda now since they're allied to Ogasawara, and Ogasawara declared war on Takeda. As always, in the Sengoku Jidai, you have to be extra flexible because situations will arise and will vary from war to war. Were you under the illusion that 2 wars is a lot? No. We're gonna attack Ogasawara as well. We're not gonna co-belligerate Oda because that would bring in too many nations we cannot actually fight. And guess what? Ogasawara and Oda's armies are set up here, and both of our armies are set up there as well. So big brain move. Omae wa mo shinderu. This is gonna be a really easy slaughter fest against both of these nations here, man. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, now we can bring this army back here and this one as well. We're gonna siege down Oda and Ogasawara fast so we can piece them out. Because we have the army tradition we wanted, we can get a little bit of discipline from the Bushido code. This is why, guys, playing in the Japanese islands, you really need to pull out some massive brain moves considering you start as a 9 development minor nation. We can also start piecing out Satake here and Chiba because most of the nations that would join in the coalition are actually nations that we have a truce with, or better yet, nations that we're already at war with. With the kind help of Imagawa here, we were able to siege this down with 1,000 troops, and we can piece out Oda. We're gonna go just for the humiliation to help us with our PP projection here. We also have a few rebellion scum in the north here that we will be taking care of. But we have some sad news as well. Because our fleet is not strong enough, We cannot really take over all of Ando. I will do one last push with the available fleet that I have right now, but the enemies have a lot more ships than me. So unless I'm really lucky with the dice rolls, I likely will lose that battle. Kill off these guys that are trying to go over here. And let's see, the final battle between evil and good. I'm not sure which one I am, but yeah, whatever. So use these troops to unsiege down Ichigo. The rebels will likely enforce if I don't continuously unsiege this shit, because they have a lot of my provinces, since I only have a few provinces to start with. Because we're lucky enough, and actually the other nations are not focusing on the north here, we might actually win this against Ando and crush them once for all. It is vital that we secure the northern parts of the Japanese Honshu Island, since then we can just easily focus on the rest of the Japanese islands, with our backbone and main resource place being the Tohoku state itself. This should be a Stackenweipen, and it was a Stackenweipen. Now we just finish sieging this down, and we can send our armies back into the south to help out with the massive rebellion that we need to deal with. We also can peace out Ando now, and we're gonna do so before they completely wreck our navies here, unless we might actually win that. We did win it, actually. Alright, now we can peace them out. We're gonna take all the money and all of their provinces, of course, core these up, increase our industrial output by another 0 point something ducats. Feels bad, man. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna peace out the current wars that we have, and we're gonna be declaring some other wars right after that, but we have to wait for a little while. We're gonna peace them out one by one here so we get as much money as we can possibly get, since we need a lot of money to fuel our early game expansion. And because all of these daimyos are actually Tohoku daimyos, we're not getting that much AE with the rest of Japan because of the cultural group. Remember, kids, that culture plays an important aspect when deciding how much aggressive expansion other countries get. So countries that are the same culture as the countries that you're annexing will get significantly more AE than other countries because of that. There you go. Finished up everybody in here, and we only have very few nations that actually would join in a coalition against us. We can also do expand the Koka now, which gives us some extra prestige and legitimacy, and that is great because prestige and power projection is our two main allies in the early game to get some more morale of armies. We also can do this, sell some more crownlands and get a lot of money, but we have to kill our rebels first. That is going to be our main focus right now. Rebels always go for a specific set of provinces that they're interested in, so when you unsiege some of these provinces like a hill province and they attack you in that province, they get a debuff, so they're getting -1 crossing and terrain debuff, which essentially means that they start off with -2 dice rolls regardless of what dice rolls they get afterwards. So because of that, them having 1,000 more troops doesn't mean anything. We're gonna win this battle, and quite easily too. There you go, no more rebellion in our beloved nation here. So now we can sell our crownlands once more, and afterwards of course we're gonna be seizing some land, meaning we don't get that much autonomy after all, and after we take a few more provinces we'll be a-okay. Until we take any more provinces, we will be attacking Shiba Inu here, and we will be going for the humiliate arrival, not the Sengoku Jidai, because we're doing this in order to increase our power projection and in order to get more mana points. We're gonna go for the show of strength, which gives us 100 of each mana points, since we are lagging behind with our mana points and we need to get some to core up lands and just keep up to tech. Imagawa is pretty much out of it. We're gonna just piece him out now. We're also going for humiliation, so we really boost up this power projection here and take advantage of the morale bonuses that offers us. Also remember not to attack over river crossings, as that's gonna give you a -1 dice roll. Booyah, no more Kitabatake army, and we'll be wiping out the Shiba Inus here in a few moments. And with Etches and Fallen, we can now show of strength against Shiba, giving us the mana points. This is really good because it means we can adopt the next technologies, and we're very close to military tech 5 as well, but as you probably saw, we are very far behind with our admin tech. Wow, Hatakeyama, I literally was about to break my alliance with them. Wow, just wow. I was gonna break the alliance with Hatakeyama because I wanted to attack Toki myself, and because I was gonna attack Hatakeyama since they will be taking Toki, but now I guess I have to wait for a few extra years before I do that. Toki has been annexed by Hatakeyama, and we broke the alliance with Hatakeyama, but we do have to wait for 5 years. Within these 5 years, we could have pretty much taken the rest of Honshu here. It is an RNG game, and we do have to suffer the RNG god's laws. So until that point, we're just going to focus on strengthening our country and making ourselves ready for the wars to come. To point out just how strong the combination of prestige, power projection, and army tradition is, we have the highest morale in the game right now. Nobody else has as much as us, most nations having almost 1 morale less than us. So remember this in your games. It is extremely important that you do. After a painfully long amount of time to wait for a truce to finish, we can finally attack Hatakeyama here, and we will be co-belligerating their ally Hosokawa, since we want to take stuff from both of these nations. Oh mein Gott, eine starken Vipen is happening here. Yeah. Oh, this feels so good. Yes, why am I German in Japan? What is happening here? Regardless, we pretty much finished this war. We've wiped out their entire armies. They have no troops left, so we just have to wait until we siege their provinces down. That's it, nothing else. It is time that we fully annex Hosokawa. Apparently also Ashikaga was allied, I guess, with Cochin, and now we're at war with the Ming Mandate Warlord, as I like to call him, but it's not a big deal. So we're gonna fully annex guys here. It is gonna give us a little bit of overextension debuff, but we have enough admin points to core him up. The only thing is they don't accept this because they want us to siege down the province of Echu first, which we don't mind doing, to be fair. Whilst we're waiting for that, we're going to go for the strength and noble privileges. This is the best reform since it gives you more manpower, and we also will be getting ready for the war against Yamana once our truce is over in a few months. After 806 painful days of sieging down Echu, we finally took it down, and we're gonna peace out Hosokawa first, full annexation of course, and take as much money as we can take from them. Next up, we're gonna be concentrating and then coring up all of these lands here. We want to also attack Yamana, but because we are in the silly war against Ming, because our overlord decided to ally Cochin, yet another stone in our path of Japanese unification, sadly, we gotta wait for this to finish off. So until that happens, we're gonna peace out of Hatakeyama also, take all the money that we can take from them, and Dorado. Just want to point out, I have not had a single freaking loan from the beginning of this playthrough. I kept selling crownlands, that is true, and I still have had pretty high amounts of crownlands considering I've been selling so many times, but I've never had to take a loan. Concentratio, complicatio, same here, and we're gonna core up all of these bad boys now. We're gonna need a little bit more admin to finish coring all of this up, but it's gonna take us just a couple of months to get that admin point, so not really that bad. We also now have access to the Jiren node, and we're gonna collect here for the time being. Oh my freaking god, the Ming War is freaking over. This was a major cuck for me right now. I could have formed Japan 5 years ago if it wasn't for this and the Hatakeyama incident, but hey, it is what it is. We're gonna first off attack the nation of Imagawa together with Shiba and Ouchi, as this basically gets rid of half of the Japanese daimyos in case the emperor decides to attack us. And after this, we're gonna be attacking the emperor himself, as well as whoa, did we get a 6 siege pip? Wow, okay. As well as we're gonna attack Yamana in 1 month if the emperor does not declare on us within this 1 month, although I have a suspicion that they likely will be declaring if they're smart enough. Otherwise, emperor be big dum dum, and emperor is massive dum dum. He did not declare on us. That means I can attack Yamana, and that is the end of the free daimyos here. That means I can just attack the emperor in the next war, and I'll finish off. The Japanese islands will belong to me completely. We actually are preventing these guys from leaving the island of Kyushu, and we'll use that to our advantage. We're gonna use our troops to finish off every single opposition trooper on Honshu, and afterwards we're gonna go and finish the nation of Ouchi and Shimazu too. Owaii wa mo shinderu, Shiba Inu. Oh, sorry, I mean, one. That's how dogs bark in Japan. It would appear that we have no more enemy armies to fight. Well, I guess it is only a matter of the sieging down now. So we can peace out Shiba Inu first and call them up. You know what, I'm also going to lower the exhaustion, Dorado. And now, please fall, province of Chikuzin. Hey, you did. Nice. Thank you for listening to me, Chikuzen. You're a really PogChamp. No more shimazu and the last city. Go, bye-bye, too. I'm actually going to keep my fleet here so I can siege this down faster in the Yamana. And these guys are ready. I'm going to keep those boys there, and I'm going to be ready for the attack on Ashikaga itself. As I was not able to co-belligerate Ouchi, I cannot fully take all of their stuff, but I can take a few provinces, and I can take the other 2 provinces in the final war against Ashikaga, since even if I do have a truce with Ouchi after I finish this war, they will still join in Ashikaga's war. So that's a great way of me bypassing the truce. These 2 sieges finished. We can do this now, and we're gonna do the same with Shimazu. Actually, what's my overextension at? 44. This is perfect. Not a big deal. There you go. Shimazu is gone as well. And last but not least, here is the nation of Imagawa with Yamana to follow afterwards. Imagawa more like Imagana, hey, cause you know they're gone. I'm funny, damn it, I'm funny. Concentratio, complicatio everywhere here, and coring up Yos Maximos. Alrighty, the end of Yamana has arrived. Dar yogo Nomo Yamana Arounde. And despite not being able to core everything, it is not a big deal. We're gonna attack the Emperor regardless. It's gonna give us a massive stab hit here. We get -3. But when you think about it, it's really not that much, considering that we get to become the Emperor himself, right? Am I right? Let's set up this guy here and siege down Ouchi's last capital. The last of the Ouchians, right? There you go. The Emperor had their troops drilling, man. Come on. When you see Date being all of Japan and bringing their troops to your border, you stop drilling, for Christ's sake. Jesus Cristo, man. Jesus Cristo. So now we've sieged down everything. It's pretty much over, the war. All we need to do is wait to core up these other lands. Otherwise, we would be getting a lot of extra overextension after we fully annexed Ashikaga here. So it's literally just a waiting game now. The war is actually over. I've waited long enough. The annexation machine is gonna do what the annexation machine loves to do, and we are now Zenu Shogun. Yaha! Full of Kyoto, cool, whatever. Alright, now we can get some new rivals and stuff. Of course, we're gonna go for these guys here, and we're gonna also start it up by sending them an insult. We also have 1 political supremacy, getting more claims on stuff, and we can unite Japan and form the nation of Japan. This would get rid of our shogunate government reform, but we don't want that to happen, so we're actually gonna be staying as Date for the time being, at least. If you guys want to see this run continued, hit that like button once we get 5,000 likes. I'm gonna do part 2 for this. I also want to give a very special thank you to all of my patrons and channel members, as well as my Twitch subscribers. Thank you so much, guys, for all the support. I wouldn't be able to make these videos without you.